Is Kylian Mbappé ready to silence his critics? Hello everyone, this is FBB. Let me start by saying that Kylian Mbappé might be shutting down many critics lately, but he won't be silencing me, not because of negativity, but because intellectual honesty is key in these videos. I've talked about Real Madrid during their challenging periods, and I've also discussed Mbappe's struggles earlier this season. Let's be real, back then, we couldn't say he was playing at his best. That would have been far from the truth, and it's crucial to call things as they are when they happen. But here's the flip side. Just as it's important to critique when necessary, it's equally important to acknowledge when things are going well. And right now, as we dive into January 2025, Kylian Mbappe's resurgence deserves serious attention. The French forward has been delivering some outstanding performances recently, and we'll dive deeper into that. We'll discuss what Carlo Ancelotti has said, examine the buzz in the Spanish press, and I'll share my observations from the pitch. This is a moment that truly warrants a detailed look. We'll start by revisiting the initial expectations surrounding Mbappe's move to Real Madrid, exploring why things may have been challenging at first, and examining the legitimate doubts some had about his short-term impact, even though I've remained optimistic about his long-term potential. But the short-term? That's always another story. So, grab a seat, relax, and welcome to this new football video. Kylian Mbappé start at Real Madrid, a challenging transition? The challenges for Kylian Mbappé at Real Madrid began even before his official signing. The prolonged transfer saga, while frustrating for Paris Saint-Germain fans, was equally exhausting for Real Madrid supporters. By the time Mbappé put pen to paper, he joined a team that, on the surface, seemed to have no pressing need for him. This was a squad dominating both Spanish and European football, leaving little room for a new star to elevate its success. In such a scenario, Mbappé faced a unique predicament. How do you leave a significant mark on a team that's already winning everything? If Real Madrid failed to replicate its previous success, Mbappé risked being unfairly blamed, even though football is a collective effort where no team can win perpetually. Adding to the pressure was Mbappe's form upon arrival, which wasn't at its peak. His final stretch with PSG had been underwhelming, marked by off-pitch controversies and contractual disputes that frustrated the Parisian fanbase. On the pitch, it was clear that he wasn't delivering his best performances, and many had pinned their hopes on his redemption during the Euro with the French national team. Unfortunately, he fell short of expectations there as well. Upon joining Real Madrid, Mbappé entered a locker room where the spotlight was already on Vinicius Jr. and Jude Bellingham. He wasn't the undisputed star anymore, and this hierarchy reflected on the field. Carlo Ancelotti's tactical setup didn't immediately cater to Mbappe's strengths, making his integration into the team less seamless. While his performances weren't outright poor, they were far from meeting the sky-high expectations. Adding to the difficulties were off-pitch distractions. Mbappé faced legal troubles, including allegations of involvement in a criminal case, and lingering disputes with PSG over bonuses. These issues undoubtedly weighed on him mentally. Physically, he also began experiencing minor injuries and discomforts, nothing alarming on their own, but unusual for a player of his resilience. For someone like Mbappé, accustomed to consistent availability, these setbacks raised concerns about his long-term durability. The fear of a significant injury loomed large. A prolonged absence could have spelled disaster for Mbappe's debut season at Real Madrid, especially since the team had proven in the past that it could excel without him. Last season, they thrived despite his absence, raising the stakes for him to prove his indispensability. During Real Madrid's challenging early season phase, I discussed both the team's injury woes and Mbappe's struggles. While I was confident the injury issues would resolve with time, Mbappe's situation felt more uncertain. The only reassuring factor was Carlo Ancelotti's unwavering faith in him, a vital support system for the Frenchman. However, whether the real Kylian Mbappé would emerge this season or the next remained an open question. Now, as we analyze his recent resurgence, we can begin to see glimpses of the true Mbappé, a player capable of silencing his critics and reclaiming his status as one of football's brightest stars. Kylian Mbappé, back in top form at Real Madrid. Kylian Mbappé is finally hitting his stride at Real Madrid. showing the world why he's one of the most exciting players of his generation. His resurgence began with a standout performance in the Supercopa, where he scored a crucial goal. He followed this up with a key strike in a thrilling match against Celta Vigo, and then a double against Las Palmas, including a penalty in Vinicius Jr.'s absence. He was inches away from a hat-trick, denied only by an offside decision. With 4 goals in his last 3 matches, Mbappé is back to making headlines, and deservedly so. His form hasn't gone unnoticed, with the Spanish press heaping praise on him. Marca has lauded him as a leader, and has highlighted his best performance in this position. Carlo Ancelotti echoed these sentiments, boldly claiming that Mbappé is the best center forward in the world, and even better in the central role than on the wing. While such statements may also serve to boost Mbappe's confidence and ensure his buy-in to Ancelotti's tactical plans, they aren't without merit. The stats back it up. Mbappe's recent displays have been nothing short of exceptional. What's even more impressive is how Mbappe's performances are evolving beyond mere goal scoring. His recent partnership with Rodrygo, particularly in Vinicius Jr.'s absence, has been a revelation. The two have displayed excellent chemistry, often swapping roles seamlessly, which has allowed both players to shine. Against Celta Vigo, Mbappé showed his lethal touch, confidence, and physical sharpness, rediscovering his ability to dominate defenses with his movement and decisiveness. Tactically, Mbappe's game has matured. He's no longer solely reliant on receiving the ball at his feet, but is also making intelligent runs and contributing more to the overall team dynamic. His defensive work rate, though not historically his forte, has also improved. While he may not be a defensive stalwart, he's doing enough to meet the expectations of his role under Ancelotti. The only minor critique one might have is his finishing, which can still be fine-tuned. But when a player scores 4 goals in 3 games, it's hard to dwell on such a detail. Across all competitions this season, Mbappé already has 17 goals, keeping him well within striking distance of being La Liga's top scorer. The road ahead, challenges and opportunities for Mbappé to truly cap off a successful season. Consistency will be key. Real Madrid's demanding schedule means that he'll need to replicate this form in high-stakes matches, particularly in the Champions League. These games, often tactically intense and against elite opposition, will provide the ultimate test of his abilities. One challenge he'll face is navigating crowded defenses on the left side of Real Madrid's attack. With players like Vinicius, Bellingham, and Rodrygo also gravitating toward that zone, the opposition will naturally focus their efforts there. This could create opportunities elsewhere on the pitch, but will require Mbappé to adapt and find ways to shine even in congested spaces. Another hurdle will be proving his impact in games where he doesn't see much of the ball. As a player who thrives on touches and involvement, Mbappé will need to learn how to maximize his influence in matches where he's tactically isolated or heavily marked. This was a recurring issue with the French national team at times, and how he tackles this challenge at Real Madrid will be telling. A beacon of optimism for Real Madrid, Mbappe's recent resurgence is a testament to his resilience and the support system around him. At Real Madrid, Carlo Ancelotti's trust and tactical adjustments have been pivotal, allowing Mbappé to regain confidence and thrive in a central role. While the season is far from over, Mbappé has emerged from a difficult start to once again position himself as one of football's brightest stars. The next big test looms with the Champions League clash against Salzburg, a match that could further solidify his return to form. For now, it's clear Kylian Mbappé is back, and Real Madrid fans have every reason to be excited about what lies ahead. Mbappé on his way to silence haters. Kylian Mbappé delivered a standout performance in Real Madrid's 5-1 demolition of Red Bull Salzburg in the Champions League. His goal in the 48th minute was a moment of brilliance, capitalizing on a Salzburg defensive mishap with the calm precision that only he can bring. Mbappe's speed and movement terrorized the Salzburg defense throughout the game, creating openings and keeping the opposition on high alert. Beyond the goal, his link-up play with Rodrygo and Vinicius Jr. showed the growing chemistry in Madrid's attacking trident, leaving fans excited for what's to come. Real Madrid secured a 3-0 victory over Real Valladolid on January 25, 2025, with Kylian Mbappe delivering a masterclass performance by scoring his first hat-trick for the club. Mbappe opened the scoring in the 30th minute, executing a slick 1-2 with Jude Bellingham before slotting the ball into the bottom corner. In the 57th minute, he doubled the lead, racing onto a through ball from Rodrigo and finishing with precision. He completed his hat-trick in stoppage time, confidently converting a penalty after Bellingham was fouled in the box. This performance not only showcased Mbappe's exceptional talent, but also highlighted his resurgence. After facing criticism earlier in the season, overcoming initial challenges, he has now scored 8 goals in his last 5 games, proving his invaluable contribution to Real Madrid's attacking prowess. Manager Carlo Ancelotti expressed his delight, stating, "Mbappe is bringing a lot to the team. He's a player of great quality." Following Kylian Mbappe's hat-trick against Real Valladolid, the Madrid press is effusive in its praise. Journalist Manolo Lama highlighted Mbappe's resilience, noting, "Cristiano Ronaldo never did that," referring to Mbappe's public acknowledgement of his struggles and subsequent resurgence. Tomas Ranchero expressed optimism on Cadena SER, stating, "He will mark an era in Madrid. It's the Mbappe era we've all dreamed of," as emphasized his exceptional speed, remarking, "Even 10 greyhounds couldn't catch him." Alfredo Relao added that Mbappe now plays happy, calm, and confident. These accolades suggest that, after initial challenges, Mbappe has firmly established himself as a Bernabeu idol. This performance highlights how Mbappe is silencing critics who doubted him earlier in the season. After facing scrutiny for inconsistent displays, the French superstar has turned his season around, delivering clutch performances when it matters most. With his confidence and form soaring, Mbappe is proving that he's not just meeting expectations, he's redefining them, one game at a time.